Hello. As I'm sure we've all heard by now, President Trump indicated that the coronavirus pandemic was a war. And without getting into the politics of it, unlike other wars, with the exception of 9/11, we had a tangible or visible opponent that was not on our shores. In the case of the coronavirus pandemic, it represents an existential threat. People unwittingly can bring the virus into their homes and breach the sanctity or the safety of their homes. And so quite naturally, people are responding with a fight or flight, and it's self-preservation. So we are buying supplies en masse, and we are protecting ourselves. Wouldn't expect anything less than that. We need to protect our loved ones, our elderly, our children. So it is revealing a self-preservation. We don't have a unifying enemy, as it were, as we have in traditional wars, where we can respond to the call of the president, the call of our governors, and unify against that. In this case, the opponent is something that attacks our very being, which is our health and our family and our friends. So it's very difficult when people ask, hospitals ask, and I come from a healthcare background, when people ask for supplies because you don't know if those very supplies are going to be needed for your own self-preservation. So this pandemic is unearthing our own individual need for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, so to speak. Our need to care for ourselves and our loved ones against the collective good. The other element that it is unearthing is that constant undercurrent of class warfare. So I have seen quite a few posts on social media which are support your retailer, so your grocer, or in the past they were invisible to you, but you can certainly see them now, or the truckers. Thank a trucker. Those supplies that you so desperately need and want, if it wasn't for a trucker, you wouldn't be getting them. Or in the past, you didn't see them or appreciate them, or you were frustrated with them, but hey, that's who's getting you your much desired and needed supplies. So this is unearthing. This is sort of picking at a scab that was there before, but it's certainly there now. Who are we deeming to be essential or non-essential workers? We have small businesses, which openly President Trump indicated he is asking them to pause work. He is saying, yes, I am saying for the first time in history, stop working. Small businesses represent 99% of all businesses in America, or put another way, 50% of all revenue that's generated. And he's asking small businesses to stop working, to close their doors for an unknown period of time. Yes, it's been said 2 weeks, but really the modeling can't be certain that it's 2 weeks. So in some social media circles, you're hearing people who are openly chastening, openly shaming small businesses who have yet to close their doors. And they're saying, well, if you can't handle being closed for 2 weeks, then really what was the strength of your finances before coronavirus? You clearly couldn't withstand something of this magnitude. So surely just the fundamentals of your business were in jeopardy prior to coronavirus. And you're hurting your community, you're hurting your loved ones, you need to shut your door. So there's public shaming that's happening of small businesses who are not closing their doors. Conversely, we are relying almost exclusively on the 1%ers. So this, yet again, circles back to that constant undercurrent of the haves and the have-nots, and that persistent conversation around the 1%ers. So we're relying on the corporate giants for them to pull us through in terms of supplies, the supply chain. But we're asking the small business to cease and desist for a certain period of time, with the expectation that when this engine of the economy comes out of its self-induced coma, that we will be able to expand and contract as needed. And so those people who have been laid off, suddenly they will be able to find jobs. And so that engine will just smoothly be able to reignite itself. Whilst we have other, the large corporations who are saying that they're unable to keep up with demand. So that suggests in this situation that there will some that will come out on top, and there will other people be who will actually suffer. For some, it will be a fatal blow. And for others, it will be a windfall. So I would suggest that social distancing, this is actually more along the lines of social connectedness. Who you know is more important than even the social distancing, because who you know is going to help you to navigate in the end to a job that you replace if you were let go, or if you as a small business had contracts in play and those were put on pause, to reinitiate those, or perhaps chase another contract because those initiatives were permanently tabled since that organization no longer has the funding to pursue it. For those people that this is a windfall, they perhaps through visibility are going to be offered opportunities that they would never in their wildest dreams consider having. And it will be a catapult for them for their career. And for others, they're going to have to some extent, start over. So this pandemic is also, I would say, a broader reflection of our socioeconomic approach to our culture. And I hope that while this is being treated as a war thematically, that more broadly, we don't drive the class wedges deeper and deeper, but that we are able to take a step back and look at how that we can collectively work at this together. That some of the expertise that small business owners bring to the table, say hospitals who are now switching to telehealth and don't have the infrastructure, that their expertise can be called on and help, so that then ultimately patients can be helped. That we can, again, collectively work together to make it through this period of time, that we don't gasp through this period of time, but that we are the engine that we really can be.